Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, great people of Biafra, great people of Africa. I welcome you to this program and I greet you according to your place of domicile. If you are joining this program, kindly share the video, invite others to join. If you are watching on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa, share this video and alert others to join. If you are watching on Facebook, a Judge Money blog, a Judge Money blog slash TV, or a Judge Money blog official. Share this video, follow the page, invite others to join. Very, very important. I am here for another brief time where I am going to navigate the pressing issues at hand. The pressing issues at hand. Of course, you know that we are doing everything possible to make sure that we come online, you know, but however and whenever we come online, we bring you a very, very important information. And this time around, I have this information at my disposal, which I want to discuss with you, and I want to throw light to this write up that is making round on social media. Of course, in front of your screen, you saw exactly what is actually showing there. It is, on the other hand, Simon EKPA. In the middle of it, it is the information about the connection, APC, and the $25 million. I am going to give you a factual information how this write-up came by. I am going to give you the real information about it. Now, I am also going to tell you exactly what is going on. And the reason why this information, this article was written, I am going to tell you, and who make the article. Now, before we proceed, I want you to share this video. While you are paying attention, continue to share the video, invite other people to join, because it is a very, very important information and you don't want to miss it. So, first of all, let us put it this way. Let's start with what is going on in Biafra land right now. Of course, you saw the news, you saw everything that is happening in Biafra land today. You saw how our land is being desecrated. You saw how our people is being killed. You saw what exactly is going on in Biafra land. And the reason why the enemy will continue to do all these things they are doing in Biafra land today, it is only because they know that when you desecrate the land of Biafra, it will take us longer to achieve what we are fighting for. That is the reason why the enemy is using some people that is, in Biafra land, politicians, knowing that there is a force that is going to drive us into freedom. So they only saw that the only way to desecrate that spirit, to desecrate our land, that force will not actually come to drive us into freedom. That is the reason why they will continue to kill our people without any cause. Our people are dying in the hands of the enemy. Those enemies that are killing our people, some of them are the enemies that you once called your own. Some of them are the enemies that you believe that they are working with you. Some of them are the people who are masking themselves that they are Biafrans. They are out there like a vampire, sucking the blood of our people, sucking human blood. And the worst part of it is that they are desecrating the land. And when the land is desecrated, believe you me, everything that we are asking for, it is going to be prolonged. We must start learning from the history. We must start learning from the history. If you will understand what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, we are not agitating to kill anybody. When we kill, Biafra will not come. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made it clear, even before he was kidnapped in Kenya. He said that if you continue to kill, Biafra will not come. You are desecrating the land that is going to actually bring us Biafra, because Biafra is the last miracle. And for that miracle to occur, the land must be appeased. The land of Biafra must be holy. It is the killings, it is the betrayals, it is all these things from the time of selling slaves. All these things are the reason why we found ourselves in this mess that we are into. And yet, people are still out there placing us in this predicament, trying to find a way to make sure that we do not come out. Or when we talk about that Biafra is a spirit, you think it is just a joke or people are just talking. It is not like that. Biafra is indeed a spirit. And this spirit is a spirit of our land that has risen to drive us into freedom. But when the blood of innocent is crying, the spirit is washing its hands of our people, of our struggle. Why is the blood of innocent people crying in Biafra land? Why is the land being desecrated? Why is it that even you that is watching me now, you will not go home and feel safe? Why? If our home that we are fighting to bring to freedom is not safe for you and for me that is fighting, because the enemy decided to create faction that will continue to work as if they are working with you, as if they are screaming Biafra. Even when the scripture said, it's not those that call my father that will make it to the kingdom of God. I want you to contextualize it to what we are doing now. There are many people who are here, including in the comment section, talking Biafra, Biafra. Biafra must come, Biafra must come. When you tell them what to do for Biafra to come, they will call you enemy. When you ask them what to follow for Biafra to come, they will see you as the enemy. Why? Because these are the people who are shallow-minded, people who are deceived by the enemy to continue to support the desecration of our land. And they are doing it. Betano na arụ nama. What we are fighting is to save our people, not to kill them. But somebody whom lied about his identity, lied about everything, including Asare Dokubo, including Owazurike, all of them laying low, supporting these people without you knowing. They are killing our people. They are killing our people. I am going to tell you the reason why Autopilot called for the sit at home few days ago. I was not, I couldn't make broadcast because I was busy, but I know I was following up. Now, I am going to tell you the reason why they called for sit at home 2 days ago, a few days ago, or maybe 2 days ago. I am going to tell you it is very, very necessary that you understand the conundrum that we are finding ourselves. We are in a very, very sticky situation. Why are we here? How did we get here? What brought us here? It is those that we thought that we might trust. It is those whom, you tell your secret. Those that knows Mazen Namdekano's plan. And they were acting as if they were supporting his plan. Immediately when the first stage of the plan manifested, they stabbed him at the back. Why did I say so? The most important thing is that when all this, issue stirred up, the things we started, we were focusing on, because some of you in that comment section, I know you are not here to learn the truth or to learn solution to your problem. Because regardless of you being in the comment section shouting or writing junk about me or any other person who is going to tell you about Autopilot Syndicate, I know that you are not safe, even you going home to Biafra land. Are you? You are not. Now, the plans that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu put in place, the first stage, click in. Then the people that he, knows about it, use that as an advantage. They struck. Now, if we are talking about who sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because this is exactly where, I know so many of you will be surprised hearing it from me right now. When you are ready to hear the truth. So many of you were busy. They sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I know from the beginning of the broadcast, I said, from the beginning, from January, before January actually, it is not about who sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is about what people are doing after Mazen Nnamdi Kanu went into the hands of the enemy. Now, I want to give you a small secret, because I believe that you are ready to hear it. The secret is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in the hands of the enemy. It is not about who sold him, because nobody sold him. If it is an information that you must now understand, it is not about who sold him, because nobody sold him. It is about who betrayed him. Who betrayed him? There is a difference between selling somebody and difference between betraying somebody. If I have an arrangement with you, if I have a plan with you, let us carry out some, activity in this way. It is going to be this way. It is going to be that way. Now, when we get there, now, this is how I am going to, be treated. I want you now, when it is like this, do like this. Now, people, the first stage went through, which is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu being in Kenya and the Nigeria zoo kidnapping him. I want to assure you, Nigeria kidnapping Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was 100% aware of what was to come. He was aware. Now, the reason why he was aware, and that is the reason why, if you make any investigation now, you will find out that he cut ties, including phone calls with the DOS. When he was in Kenya, he cut, connections with the DOS. Why? Because he wanted to do this journey in a way that nobody is going to actually look for him. I don't know why Facebook will start kicking you out. If they kick you out, bring yourself back in. So now when the first step of the plan went through, the Nigeria, DSS and their agent, their kidnappers, they captured Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu already knew what was coming. And I told you before, check and see the phone of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Where is it? It's not with the DSS. The computer, the laptop of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, where is it? It's not with the DSS. Where is it? It is somewhere. Now, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you know who make broadcast, that phone that he normally used to call the DOS, it was not with him. So he did not call the DOS. Even if the members of the DOS decide to call him, they will not get through to him, because there was a special line for this task. And that line for this task, there are people who knows about it. That's why I said it is not about who sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is about the aftermath. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu got into this. As he told you, he will be going to Nigeria. But how it will happen, he did not tell you. Now, that's how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu got himself into this. When you see people like, Asare Dokubo talking, I smoke him out, I did this, I did that. he is just that what he was saying is not actually, what that is actually what he wants you to hear, or he wants you to be thinking about. But let me tell you, after Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you know, got into the hands of the enemy, there are people before that journey. The people that knows about that journey knows the plan. They knows the plan. But the problem that what happened next was those who knew about that journey. They now, instead of following the plan as it was, they now made a U-turn. Made a U-turn. Now he is now there. We cannot allow his plan to manifest. That's how they started trying to. Actually, it is actually their selfish gain. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but I can't just help it. I have to let it out. It is actually their selfish gain that made them to, turn around from the initial plan, and they turn against the struggle. Everything, every initial plan, they turn around and they started working against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is not about who sold him, because nobody sold him. It is about who betrayed him. Who betrayed him, which is aftermath betrayal. That is how Autopilot came into the picture. Because those that knows about the plan that he had, those that we are able to get the information about what was happening to him, where he was captured, and they even gave you a hint of that. Those people, what they did was they started working for their own selfish benefits. How did they start working for their own selfish benefit? By number one, first of all, they went into the IPOB account, knowing that there is money there. When these things happened, the same people who knew about the plan were still the same people who projected that Simon EKPA should be there. While Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is where he was going. They projected it. They tried everything. They projected it. Even though Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was not thinking, it was not something that he wanted to do. But when they projected it, he thought about it. He never gave them reply. That is the only reason why that reply came only from the DSS dungeon. How did it come from the DSS dungeon? Because while he was even there, the pressure was still coming. This is the guy. The same how they projected him to interview him. They did not know projection of this interview was for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to actually bring this guy to the to the limelight. While they are bringing him to the limelight, the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never knew the mind of those he was working with. They knew what they wanted. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never knew that these people that is in this plan with, that they are going to turn around and betray him. That's why I say it is not about who sold him. It is about who betrayed him. So now, These people who projected Simon to, to talk to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in a broadcast, to interview him, so that he will bring him to the light, to the spotlight. Having seen that the DOS are not the people who supposed to be coming online to be speaking with you. They are the ones who do things underground, who are there to see to the affairs, general affairs of IPOB, but not broadcasters. They are not broadcasters. So because DOS is like that, they took that advantage. The structure was built to be like that. They took that advantage to add, tell Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, since Uche Monfort is no longer there, you need somebody like Simon who is going to be broadcasting. Because you can see that he is doing exposition, a good one, so that when you are this issue, this our plan is in place, we will have somebody who will also be broadcasting. They try to convince him. At the end of the day, he wasn't thinking about it. That is the reason why he came, according to them, from the DSS dungeon for him to go to Radio Biafra. Why did it come from there? And why did he say go to Radio Biafra? Because he knew in Radio Biafra, when Simon Ekpa get there, that there are people who will be in Radio Biafra to monitor him. And once he's in Radio Biafra, he will be under the chain of command, which the DOS will be seeing to the affairs. Everything, they will be the overseer of his activities as well. That was the reason why they sent him to Radio Biafra, knowing that Radio Biafra, there must be a code of conduct that must be signed. Now, when he arrived at Radio Biafra, the code of conduct he was exposed to the code of conduct. He read the code of conduct, and he assumed, he actually realized code of conduct and his plan, they are not a match. If I sign the code of conduct, I will not be able to achieve my plans because it is actually going to incriminate me. I will be incriminating or indicting myself if I sign the code of conduct, because the code of conduct will actually put you behind the bars. Had it been you signed it and you go contrary to it, it can put you on the other side of the law. Now, that is the reason why he refused to sign the code of conduct, because he has something else in mind. All of you who are saying, make peace, come together, you do not understand exactly what is going on. And that is the reason why I am actually going to risk it to tell you. If it is not in my place to say it, I don't have a choice, because our people are dying in Biafra land. Now, that code of conduct, he refused to sign it, and he does not know. Now, having seen that, I cannot say I refuse to sign code of conduct. And I have seen the reason why he was able to manipulate so many people was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu brought him to the spotlight. Many Biafrans started following him because of the interview granted by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So he used that opportunity to go to these people and tell them, start blackmailing the DOS. Because they know that DOS are the people who are close to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But what they did not know is that the plan that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was making does not, it has nothing to do with the DOS, because DOS are not the keeper of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They are the keeper, the overseer of the struggle. They are the overseer of the struggle. Those are the DOS. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was now making this move, which is going to actually, if it fails, it affects him. If it succeeds, it benefits all. And he has those whom he speaks to. And some of those whom he is speaking to and confiding on, they are the ones you called Umuada. Umuada. Why is he speaking to Umuada? Why is he confiding in Umuada? Number one is he confided in Umuada because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu saw that when he went through the history, he saw that women riot, when he remembered it, he now say, I must bring women into this struggle. They are going to be, in the forefront of this struggle as well, because they did great in the previous struggle led by Ojukwu. Now he brought so many of them who actually came with, money, who actually came with, that they are very good people, they are following him. But little did he know that some of them who came in, that they came in for a purpose, for their own selfish interest. As they came in for their own selfish interest, and they are saying that selfish interest cannot be achieved while Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is there. So immediately his move in Kenya happened. Then they now saw opportunity. We couldn't do anything while he is there. What we have to do right now, it is now to achieve what we could not achieve while he is there, because they have tried him both in every means possible. They have tried to seduce him. They have tried to do everything to, at the end of the day, they were failing. Now they have to bring whom they are in his absence. They have to look for somebody whom they are going to present to you, a man that they are going to present to you in the name, so that you will not miss Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is the reason why they have to present to you somebody. And that man they are going to present to you was the same man they projected for him to interview, to bring to the ring light. Now, they now presented it. That is the reason why today you see Nelly, Oyibo, Bridget, and all these people. If they see, poison, they might give Simon Eba. You know why? Because they actually build the pathways, created the ways for him to come in. When they brought him in, they want to actually place him there. They want to actually place him there because they know that there is something about Biafrans The woman will not come and tell you, we are getting you Biafra next year, or come and start preaching to you. Of course, it cannot be there. It would not happen. So they have been tuning Ekperima, so telling him that this is how we want to do this thing. And he was accepting with them. And they brought him. When they brought him, they did not know that him himself have his own plan. And his own plan and his own, stereotype is that anywhere where he want to be, he does not want to actually share profit with a lot of people. Anything he want to do, he does not want to share profit. He does not want people who are wise or to control him. That is the plan. That was the reason why Nelly Ofebu from the beginning started telling you to change ESN from DOS command and control to ESN command, to change it so that, because these are the people who knew the initial plan of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, not the DOS. Because even the phone number that the DOS used to get Mazen Nnamdi Kanu does not answer that phone. It was not with him. It was not with him. The phone number that they know, it is the phone number that they actually gave him for this plan. That was the phone number. It is not about who sold him, because nobody sold him. It is about who betrayed the trust. Now, when they brought Simon Ekpa, believing that they will place him there to continue to console Biafrans, then they will now continue to do this thing that Simon is doing today, creating some militia group, stealing ESM money, because they have access. They have access to the money, the bank. They have access. Somebody like Oyibo and Co, Nelly, they have access to the money. Have you wondered the reason why it was only when the money, 700, is it, how much was the money that was stolen from account, and it was the 745,000 US dollars. When have you ever wondered why is it that the money in that account, when it was still there, everything is lovey-dovey, nobody is fighting anybody? Immediately when that money finished, that they have to start relying on this fundraising. And that fundraising does not come like that lump sum amount of money that they stole from the ESN account. Have you ever wondered the reason why it was only that time they started fighting each other? When that money was there, no one is fighting, because that was where there is division of labor. Some people women are in possession of the money. Someone is in possession of the media, while other people are doing their plans on the ground to actually redirect the activities of the ESN created by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Now they were working to redirect the activities of the ESN created by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because the only way they can actually get Mazen Nnamdi Kanu failed in that mission he embarked upon is when they destroy the ESN. This is a very crucial part of this information. And I am going to embed it in figurative words. Now, When they destroy ESN, because the primary aim of Nigeria is to destroy the ESN. Because when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu created ESN, invented ESN, Nigeria started panicking. It was the greatest fear of Nigeria. Why? Because they saw he is somewhere. He created ESN and they are in million. They are in 500s of thousand. How about tomorrow? If this man want, he can create an army. That he can create an army. So when they saw that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu created ESN, and this ESN is actually destabilizing everything, every plans of the Fulani, that's when they actually started doing everything to destabilize the ESN. They could not see any way possible because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was out there. So when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria believed they have captured him, that's now when those who also were in the plan for him to be there, make himself available. He knows there are some diplomatic, advice that was there. Then those who actually knows about it, that he is going to be available for Nigeria, who has been looking for him to go and kidnap him there. That's why I said they couldn't kill him. If you start following my information from the beginning, I said they could not kill him because he blew their cover. He blew their cover from the beginning. They wanted to kill him because they did not know. But when they found out that this is not just ordinary catching, there is something to it, so they could not kill him. They had to now rendition him. If East did not go, Wars will go. They renditioned him to place him in a comunicado. Now they started building ground, because there are people who were contacted to actually to disclose where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is at that time. There are people who were contacted. That time, those who were disclosing it does not mean that they are selling him. Does not mean they were selling him. It was part of the plan. But now the same people were contacted to do what they are doing today. They did not sell him. They betrayed him after. So now, having seen all this, they contacted those same people, because those same people were the ones handling the account of ESN. They were the people handling the account of ESN. So now, when they put through, they noticed that the biggest challenge that they have is ESN. Even if this man have created ESN, and there is there is something that keeps this ESN going, it is not only him. They started now making phone calls to those whom, the ones who connect to the one who connect who, and now start making them promises. And the primary plan is to destabilize ESN, to destroy ESN.
because they know that as long as ESN is there, holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will not enable the zoo to bring Fulani into our land. Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is always proactive, informative, informing people about the movement of Fulani, the movement of terrorists in Nigeria. So holding him there was to move the terrorists. But now ESN being there is a mission failed. So they had to start finding a way to destabilize the ESN. And when the ESN is destabilized, they believe that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu does no longer have security, or that Biafran people will no longer do anything in case if they kill Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That was the plan, because they have seen. That is the reason why you saw people coming to tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu set them up. But now when they discover that it was not the way they actually saw it, they have to now look for other means. The stabilization of ESN. Believing that ESN is Biafran army. Believing that ESN is Biafran army. But little did they know. Little did they know. But in that security act, aspect of it, I will not go more deeper into it. But these people started fighting. They actually have set up a faction on the media space, which Simon is the leader of the faction on the media space. The women who were controlling the money when Simon was controlling the media. Now, that was the relationship between the Simon and this woman that time, because they have the money. He has the audience in the media. Everything was going well. Now they started implementing this fundraising. They started implementing it, and people, Simon have the audience that he will tell about fundraising, which are the Biafrans who followed him because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu granted him interview. Now he has them. So the fundraising start gaining momentum, because the primary lump sum of amount, the money that actually sponsored so many people in so many things, including creation of this faction in the name of they are trying to create ESN, which they called ADA. The ones they showed you with blue and white, we call White Boys Brigade. That was the money there. That lump sum amount, they want to use it to create it. Because these women, they want to have their own armed struggle. Because when they have their armed struggle, they are now, they are actually going to be acting like their own government. The politicians, like I always say, will actually use them. Anytime they want, they call them. Simon Ekpa was the one who is going to stand there as the one speaking to everybody in the media, because they actually used them to replace the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That was the plan of these women. While they are creating this faction on the ground, because they all know already that they have built in the media. Now they actually went into the some ESN, that they know. They went to coordinators and commanders that they know, telling them to actually get some people in this camp, get some people in that camp. There is a very, important assignment that we need to use them to do. Before they even know it, some of them, they already saw that, they have sold out, because they did not know what they were doing. They got some of them, deceived some of them, brought them to where they call themselves Ada. Where they call themselves Ada. Under Idu. Now, Remember, Idu was not what you see that Nelly talking about. Don't forget, Idu was not what Nelly is talking about. There is nothing concerning Idu with what Nelly is with, the story that Nelly is telling you, or the history he claims she's telling you about Idu. The Idu of a thing is a faction. Idu of a thing is a faction. That faction you saw was when they have their own militia. They now unveil it, call it Idu. That is the reason why Sophia was telling you that Simon was the first person who started telling history of Idu. That when the right time come, he will declare Idu. But little did they know that Simon want to do his own thing, his own way also. He wants his own militia group. He wants his own. He does not want the ones that will be under women. He wants the one that will be under him, controlled by him. Because now the fundraising was gaining momentum. He now decided to start sidelining those women. Sidelining them slowly. Sideline Nelly first. Because now the eyes is also on Nelly. He saw already that people already started hating Nelly. So if he sideline Nelly, people, it will not be a big deal into what they are planning. Even if Nelly come out and start fighting, it will not supersede his own fight. He has already, planned a blackmail that will shut her up for good. Even though I told them that, if you see in Simanelli, I told them that by the time I am done with them, they will cease to appear in the media. But Simon time is coming. Those ones are done. Simon time is coming. Because the truth will always prevail, shall always prevail. Now, they sideline those ones because now the way they sideline them, they were very typical about the plans they were making. They were in it together. They actually recruited, brought Simon to the light to the media to actually be there, to be the spokesperson of Idu, not Biafra. The spokesperson in the media as a man. Because they cannot come to the media to speak to you. You won't take them serious. So that's now because Nelly was typical about what they were planning. These people, women, they were typical about what they were planning. Simon was constructive about what he was planning. He was constructive. Now, that was how he was able to blackmail Nelly. Tell you that Nelly will confess after 7 days. All of these things you have forgotten, right? You are not asking question. That the same native doctor which they claim that Nelly went to, who do magic to find Simon without Simon knowing him, all of a sudden gave 7 days for Nelly to confess or go mad. Nelly did not confess. Nelly did not go mad. Nelly is still there doing her things. Now, it is one of it that you need to hold, don't forget that path. So he sidelined Nelly, still working with Bridget. While he was sidelining Nelly, he was still working with Oyibo, because those are not the ones coming to the media. He doesn't know how he will sideline them, because he knows that there are some information he need to extract from these people. Information of hijacking Umueri account. He needed to get it from these people or the website. That was the reason why he was sidelining them one after another, because those people, they are bad news even to everybody, because they were typical about what they were doing. They were not constructive as a perima. Now, when these women were sidelined, he stole the Umere account, he stole the website. Even Chiamaka Jere, that you know that guy that does not know, he oboranu, he does not belong on top, he does not belong on the ground, he doesn't belong anywhere. He's just like when he see, the sun is setting in the east, he run to the east. He feel that the sun is setting to the west, he run to the west. That is it. He came and said that the hunger for money has made Simon to steal the website and to steal Umere account. That was what Chiamaka Ajere came to tell you Biafrans, true or false. And now, after telling you that, he believed that when he came back, that the DOS will accept him with open arm. The reason why actually he ran back to Autopilot is that the DOS did not pay attention to him. If you understand the time that Simon was, granted interview with to Chiamaka and Paul Achebe. Paul Achebe came in and asked his questions. And I told you that Paul Achebe is somebody who is seeking the truth. When Chiamaka Ajere came in that interview, beating around the bush, I told you that this guy is a chameleon. He does not even belong. He does not know what to do. Those of you who follow me, you will remember where I said that thing. Now, at the end of the day, after debunking that Simon's love for money, for power, is the reason why he stole the account, or he stole the whatever thing he said there. And at the end of the day, now let me see if I have that video.
Yes. Thank you, Facebook. Please,
I
I have
don't know
no
if
right
it is this one.
against them personally. I'm doing this because these people are opposing the restoration of Biafra. Nelly Ofegu is not working for the restoration of Biafra. Nsima Akbarafia against them personally. I'm doing this because these people are opposing the restoration of Biafra. She said, no, I will get people that work with me. Before I knew what was happening, she printed a flyer and they wrote a memo. When they wrote a memo, I don't know. I want to start crippling the tentacles of the enemy of Biafra. I want to start destroying. Yeah, let me pause this song first. I want to start destroying the tentacles and the feet of enemies of Biafra.
I just hope it's this video.
Biafra, enemies of Mazin Namdekanu, and those that are against Biafra restoration. And before I no, from time to time, as we are in this autopiloted IPOB mood. And now, before I go on, I want you to know that we have taken our stand against the leadership of IPOB, the defunct leadership.
Okay, I think it's not this one. Where he was talking. Of course, so many of you knows why the video, because I believe I did not pay attention to that video to bring it and save it in my computer. But I know I have it somewhere. I have that video somewhere, but it is not this one. So for you to understand, this guy was somebody, he was looking for where they will accept him. And the reason why he is, because he was hearing the figure the autopilot stole. He was believing that if he be part of them, they must bring him to the forefront so that they will be giving him part of the share of, the part of the money that they have stolen from IPOB. So he saw that from the first batch,
They did not include him. He started fighting Nelly. After that, he now dropped Autopilot. He came back to act like he was with the DOS. At the end, the DOS ignored him. After the DOS ignored him, he ran back to the Autopilot. After calling the same man you saw you've been working with, you saw he was a criminal, he was actually up for that money, that his love for money, he's greedy for money, made him to steal this account or made him for do this. He confessed, but now he ran back to the same person. And now running back to the same person, telling you, because if you see him, you will understand that these are the people who act like pastors also. It's the people who act like pastors so that you will understand the type of people who pastor you. Tomorrow now, of course, okay, this is the video. This is the video. I have it in my phone. I want you to listen to it.
Because from his comment section that he blocked, you will notice it there. And then the Umweri account that Simon EKPA and the Autopilot gang had always presented as being the sacred hope cabal into Italy, what you are doing, and then she blocked me. So let me continue with the issue of money. So Simon EKPA, his love for money was the issue, because from his comment section that he blocked, you will notice it there. And then the Umweri account that Simon EKPA and the Autopilot gang had always presented as being the sacred holy account that was anointed by Mazin Namdekano. Suddenly disappeared, and Simon replaced it with another account, which up to tomorrow we don't have a details, because Simon EKPA was saying that the only reason why we must be putting money in Umweri account is because it is the account that Mazin Namdekano approved. So Simon, his love for money now made it to the extent that because the Nelly Ofebu and Madam Oyibo did not allow him access into that account, I don't know how he was able to manipulate them to give him the opportunity to get in touch with whoever it is that had the source of that website. They removed Umweri account from the website and put a different account to that website. And they were telling people, don't donate directly into the account, because that Umweri account.
Now, this bring us to now, where I told you when the fundraising gained momentum and was controlled by Simon, he saw now this is now the off-ramp. This is now the off-ramp. Since the lump sum is finished and these women are not making plans to bring more and to be giving him, to be making those, arrangements, this is now the off-ramp. I need now to hijack the website. I need now to take the website. He now stole the website, the same website they are using for fundraising. And he now added his own account there. He added the account there that is no longer the Umweri account, which he from the beginning told you that is a hallowed account. Now, Autopilot member is telling you that. This is the same man who will run. If you see such a person, in Igbo land, you see such a person like Chiamaka Ajere. From his name, you will understand that this guy, these are the type of people, if you turn around, they stab you at the back. So now, this guy, that was when he off-ramped and said, now let me now start raising this fund and do whatever I want to do. Instead of waiting for this woman, listening to this woman, working with this woman, no, let me now start doing it my own way and myself. That was how he started doing it. Stole the account, sidelined this woman. First of all was Nelly, second Oyibo, third Bridget. All of them became criminal. These were the people when the $747,000 was in their hands. You people were friends. They were never, when they if they fart, their fart will never become, feces or stool. But now it can never be like that anymore, because the lump sum is finished and you have gained momentum of, ground of raising fund by yourself. And you have to now bring a woman that does not know, a lot, that does not, you have to bring a woman, because a woman is a convince, is the something that will convince people. Now, that is how Simon started raising fund in order to start building his own cabals. Because while they are at it, when they come to the meeting, Zoom meeting, with those politicians that they were working with, they did not know that Simon will hijack everything. They didn't know. They never knew that he is going to hijack everything, every contact. That's when he was loyal to these women. He hijacked every contact so that he will start doing everything on his own, because he does not want to be controlled by anybody in his life. He want to be, he want to be he does not believe in followership. He does not believe in following people. He believes to always, even if it is to kill somebody, to be the leader. This TINUBU who is telling you, even though he is sick, he say it is his turn. This person called Simon, even if he has to kill people to be on top, he has no choice. He will do it. That is how he loves power. So he's aligned everybody. He started now walking that walk and doing that talking that those women were doing for politicians alone. They were doing it together, but he started doing it alone, so that if there is any return, those that are working with him that knows, he will just give them change. Give them change. He will be in charge of the money, because it's all about the money. So now, when they try to penetrate ESN, and that group that these women were funding, they were the ones funding this group called ADA. And because their money is finished, they rely on this fundraising to create their own. Because remember that the arrangement they sign with these politicians, we pay you as as you go. If you achieve in destroying the ESN or building your own militia that will destabilize the activities of the ESN, then we will start giving you a contract. So that was what they did with the women. It was not able to stand because there is conflict of interest. That's when Simon now left everything to tell you, we are uniting every armed groups in Biafra land. Because the one they planned with, where they start destabilizing ESN, where they started destabilizing ESN, it failed. It didn't work. Because all these people they recruited that time, they went into criminality. They started doing their own things. Some of them, when their criminality paid them more, they don't answer the phone from Simon anymore. That is what they started doing. So he has to now bring more criminals. He now tell you he is uniting with every armed group in Biafra land. That was when now Asare Dokubo people came in. That was when Asare Dokubo told you to start bringing your people for training and fortify. You people does not know the reason why Asare flaunted these guys he flaunted the other day. You people does not know the reason why this no election started gaining momentum again. You don't know. Because, number one, no election started gaining momentum again because Asari Dokubona have agreed to support that movement of no election in Biafra land. And we are in Biafra land, the 5 states of Igbo speaking of Biafra land. That is where their target is. Now, pay attention. Of course, so many of you must have seen this. I know you must have seen this. This thing in the middle, of TINUBU and Simon Ekpa. So many of you must have seen it, right? Okay. That right top, let me try to read it. Let me try to read it before I tell you information about that. And you will be disappointed. You will be disappointed if I tell you the information about it. You will be disappointed, but don't be disappointed because what we bring in is a factual information, not propaganda. And this is a trap. I told you I am monitoring exactly this move. I've been monitoring it. Did I not tell you that? I told you I've been monitoring it. So when they present this rubbish, let me read it out for you. Where is my reading glass? Okay, let me try to read it with this glasses. Now, pay very good attention because so many of you, if you understand me, I don't like propaganda. I hate propaganda. Let me read it. How TINUBU gave $25 million to Simon Ekpa. Senator Ahmed Tinubu's last wish is that he becomes the president of Nigeria. He is ready to do anything to realize this, contrary to the advice by his doctors. He has told the members of his inner circle that funding is not the problem. He also told them that Alhaji Abubakar Atiku is also not his problem. One problem that is causing him sleepless nights, according to him, is the Peter Obi factor. He said, if left unchecked, he will surprise everybody as he was surprising them now. One of Tinubu's last move was the engagement of Simon Ekpa to destabilize the southeast region. For this, Tinubu, through his agent, met with Simon in London and handed him over the first payment of $25 million. The payment of the remaining $25 million will depend on how effective he is. EKPA has reached to his collaborators. They are regrouping now. Their major target is Labour Party and the Southeast. The strategy is to camp these guys between Enugu, Ebonyi states, from where they will attack security formations and the people gathered for meetings. A few weeks to the election, they will start announcing no election and tell the electorate to stay at home or risk death if they come out for voting. The DSS is aware of the plot, though they have reported, but Abuja is yet to act. Now, this is what they have brought to the media to actually sell. And believe you me, do you know who wrote this? The person who wrote this, Simon Ekpa, knows about it. The person who wrote this that I am reading now, Simon Ekpa, knows about it. Why did they write it? Remember, I told you that the reason why they have been screaming no election in Biafra land, it is because they want to attract TINUBU APC so that he will give them money to build more armed group. Now, you will be disappointed that this write-up is a fraud. You see this article that I read now, it is a big fraud. It is not true. I will tell you what happened. They wrote this. Why did they write it? I told you I'm following that case. I am following it bumper to bumper. When they wrote this, they wrote it to bring it to the public. Do you know why they brought it to the public? To see the reaction of the autopilots, to see the reactions of the public, because they know that this is exactly what they are aiming to achieve. Now, they wrote this thing, brought it to the public. While it is trending, it will now actually create room for him to defend himself when he finally collect. Now, I know that there is a talk, there is phone calls, there is negotiation, but this write-up you see here is a fraud. It is not the negotiation that I know. It is not it. There is this write-up, this article that I just read, it's a fraud. TINUBU did not meet Simon, or any delegate from TINUBU meet Simon to give him 25 million. What happened there is that they are in talk on how to destabilize election in Biafra land. Now, let me tell you the reason why Simon Ekpa was calling on sit at home a few days ago. And that was when they released this thing. You see this thing you saw I read. It was when they released it during that period. Now, the reason why he was calling for the sit at home in Biafra land, it was to show the APC that the thing he could not do in Anambra state election, that he is now in control. That's why he called the sit at home. I don't know if the sit at home happened. Those of you who are watching, if you saw the sit at home happening in Biafra land, you can actually comment. If it happened, it was a message. It was to show if indeed he will have that capacity, if the APC will entrust him with by boycotting election in the 5 states of Biafra land. That was the reason why they called for that sit at home. It was a show. It was a test drive. Now, whether it happened or not, I did not follow it up because I was very busy, actually. Now, the talks still continue. There is no 525 million given. There is nothing like that. It is not, it hasn't happened. This is what he wants to use to escape. Because he knows, the reason why he wrote this is he knows that if you serve the zoo, you will return back in shame. He knows that if the one for Anambra State leaked, that this one that is they are in talk with is going to leak as well. So he want to use this write-up to call when it leak again a propaganda. I hope you are paying attention. He want to use the write-up to call it a propaganda. That is the reason why he told you they met in London. Oh. One thing our people need to understand is that the truth does not have a voice. You see, the truth, it does not have a voice. But one day, the truth will prevail, regardless of not having a voice. One day, it is going to prevail for the world to see. So, this write up is escape route. When he served the zoo, when that plan is made, because he was shocked. How did I get to know that he charged 1 billion to APC candidate in Anambra State during Anambra State election to boycott Anambra State election? How did I get to know? How did I get to know? And that plan was not between him and the APC. It was between him and the candidate, the aspirant, the presidential aspirant in the name of Andioba. Simon Ekpa charged him 1 billion to boycott. Now, this time around, he is trying to do everything possible for him to bring back that money that he lost. That's why he started from the beginning. No election in Biafra land. There was probably last month, he toned it down. He was not promoting it, no election, he was not talking about it. The reason being that he was still in talk to see how Asare Dokubo's boys will come in. To see how Asare Dokubo's boys will come in. And that was the reason why he told you he has united almost all the armed group in Biafra land. He has united them. How did he unite them? Who are those armed groups that he has united? Almost all of them. The BNL, the BNG, the ones that are hungry. Those are the ones that actually, of course, you know that this boy called, is it Critical News, is the one promoting them, asking for fund for BNL. That's, you know that these people, they need money. So from there, he went to them because all he need is people who are volunteers, who carry arm. It doesn't matter what type of job they do because he want to have a militia group he control. So he started bringing them together. But he could not achieve his primary obligation except because he saw. That's why Asare Dokubo flaunted his own to tell him, mine is not a child play. And that is the plan to destabilize election in 5 states, Igbo-speaking Biafra states. How and why do they want to do it? Number one, Asare Dokubo is a supporter of TINUBU, right? And he made it clear to you that he's a supporter of TINUBU. And he has this man, Simon Ekpa, is against obedient, right? Which any Biafra that is talking about election in a Biafra land is talking about it today because they believe obedient is going to deliver many things to them. It's going to, do one or two for them. Now, Simon Ekpa saw it as an opportunity that he is in a Biafra struggle. Now, let me tell you the reason why it is not advisable for anybody to interfere with any election in Biafra land. Let me tell you the reason. The reason is that before I give you the information, Peter Obi is somebody that Britain endorsed to use him to actually confuse the narrative. Are you paying attention? Yes. And they want to set a trap, double-edged sword. That's what they're using Peter Obi to do. They know that setting him up there, they know that IPOB is formidable with what they want. That we don't want election, we want referendum, or we want Biafra. That's why they endorse him, brought him to the limelight. The reason is either that IPOB bring themselves out to fight Peter Obi, or to try to say we cannot allow election to go in Biafra land since Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still there. It's also part of the reason why they are holding him, so that APC and Nigeria cabals will steal the election and have a way out to justify their action. That is the double-edged sword. They don't want Peter Obi to go there, right? They know he will never make it there, but they want to fish IPOB out so that they will blame Ndibo that it is your people. It is only in the 5 states of Ndibo, because the candidate is from Igbo land, and the 5 states from Igbo land stopped him. Was in lockdown, was boycotted. So even if it was boycotted and the people from other region voted for Peter Obi and he win, they have a breakthrough of telling you the election, or of rigging the election, and tell you, do you know the reason why TINUBU win? Because Ndibo did not vote. They don't support their own. These are the people who want to Biafra. They don't support their own. They will now start telling you that, don't you know, Peter Obi supposed to bring a referendum that you will use to get your Biafra into constitution. They will start reminding you, because you know what media does. They use media to actually, to build you, to kill you, to bring you to the light where they are going to destroy you. They will now start reminding you that these are the things that you could have achieved had you allowed Peter Obi, which they know that they don't want to allow Peter Obi. They don't want Peter Obi to go there. They just want to use him to make Ndibo to kill each other. They want to use him to make Ndibo to grow fatigue in Biafra struggle. They want to use him to make your mind, put your mind away from Biafra struggle, so that you will be enslaved for another 8 years by Shatama. You will be enslaved for another 8 years by Shatama. Because TINUBU, I told you in 2021, August, that TINUBU will win the election and TINUBU will die after. It's not my wish for him. Believe you me, it's not my wish for him. But this is reality. It is not something that I wish him. God forbid. He will win the election only to hand it over to the Fulanese, because TINUBU will spend more time in coma, not my wish for him, than in the office. While he is spending time in coma, this APC Shetama will now be checkmating Nigeria, messing Nigeria up, because you are handing Boko Haram power. Shetima is Boko Haram. You are handing power over Boko Haram. That is Shetima. They may even try to bring another mask, because they have now found a way to do masks to put on another person to tell you it's TINUBU, while TINUBU is in a life support machine in Cuba. So these are the plans. But the most crucial part of it is that they created this one of B2B so that IPOB will come and say they believe that we are that emotional. I will come and say, since you are holding Mazen Namdekan, or we don't want Biafra, we don't want election, we want Biafra. They know that if East does not go, wars will go. So now, they have to now Western agenda. You know, each time I speak to you, I speak about Western agenda. You might not be promoting Western agenda in the autopilot because you get the agenda from the people in the West directly. You are promoting it because it is the projection that they have projected through one thing or the other for you to promote. Because the person whom is championing this Western agenda, Simon Ekpa, he is Westernized man. Do you get it? He is a Westernized man. When I talk about somebody being Westernized, I am talking about somebody who left home when he was a minor. He was a minor. He cannot even make decisions for himself when he left Nigeria because he was still a minor. Like I said, he is 36 years of age, which he turned 36. I think 5 months ago. He turned 36 5 months ago. So he was a minor when he left Nigeria. So having been a minor when he left Nigeria, he went to the Western world. He grew up. He now grew to the age of making decisions for himself in the Western world, which his mind was Westernized. The small or little experience he experienced in Nigeria because he suffered. When he went there, he focused on the things of the West. That is the reason why he promoted the things that Western world do, regardless of coming to tell you that Blinken did this, because he knows that in the Western world you have a freedom of speech. So you can actually utilize your freedom of speech to use it to do anything you want to do, to actually fool people whom does not know that you have a freedom of speech. You can actually come and tell the American president that he is the one causing the fight in the Ukraine. It's not going to, nothing is going to happen. You can tell him he's the one causing the fight in Ukraine, because you might even tell him because Afghanistan war, the reason why he ran away from Afghanistan, it was because of the same thing. Because some people want to trigger war between him and another people so that they will supply people weapons to fight America. So they escaped it. So he now returned the favor somehow to fight Russia through Ukraine. So, you can say anything. That is freedom of speech. You aren't gonna die because you spoke or going to be get arrested. It is only in Nigeria that when you speak, you get killed immediately. At least in the Western world, they will, if they want to actually get back to you because you're having a voice too much and you are convincing people, such as the way it happened through our legendary musicians and activists. They kill you systematically. It is not something that will just wake up and systematically, it will happen. But in a situation where he grew up there in Finland, he is Westernized. Being Westernized, he knows exactly the taste of freedom. But he does not know the difference between Africa and the Western world. That when you are fighting for freedom in Africa, there are forces that is holding you back. And those forces that is holding you back, it is the Western agenda. So that implementation of Western agenda, like we say that they exploit our resources. How do they exploit our resources? Through financial market. They actually exploit you through financial market. You don't see it, you don't understand it. Only if you know about financial market, you will know how they actually control you, control your money, control your inflation, control everything, control your ratings, control your interest rate that you are going to get from the global stage. They control all of them. Now, somebody who does not understand these things is fighting freedom for you. Somebody who does not understand that Western people, there are things that they do, and there is something that need to happen for them to leave us alone. Somebody who does not understand these things, who come to social media, he think it's all about getting Biafra. You get Biafra, you will maybe be controlled by the same Western people who westernize you. But of course, all of us knows that he's not fighting for your freedom. He is fighting for his pocket. So the Western agenda that reflect on what they are doing today, telling you Obi, no election in Biafra land, no election in Biafra land, it is all about the projections of the West. It is not like the West is telling Simon what to do. No, it is a projection. When they project it, it reflects in your action. That is how it is. So now, if they are going to say they boycott election in Biafra land, even if they did not fully boycott election in Biafra land, just like sit at home, you don't want to listen to them to sit at home. If they start causing havoc, causing mayhem, all they needed for them to start causing havoc, shooting people, killing people, telling you that these people are having campaign, or these people are having votes, or these people are going to get PVC. All they need to do that so that it brings APC to the ground of rigging the election and blaming it on all these nonchalant activities. Now, that is the reason why they want to bring IPOB, but they saw that they don't know. IPOB is not talking. IPOB, we say we are not election, we are not into politics. That is where it is affecting them the most. They now want to go through Simon Ekpa and Asare Dokubo to achieve this their aim. And that is exactly what they are going to do. That there will be no election in Biafra land. And you will see, if the talks that the APC delegate that is with Autopilot, if it clicks in, then you will see exactly what is going to be the fate. Because the only thing they need to, they have told them, even if you cannot stop the election, start killing people, create panics, so that day they will make a video. This polling station, that there is nobody there. That polling station, there is nobody there. That polling station, there is nobody there. TINUBU's polling station in Akwa Ibom, in Niger Delta, in a coastal region, where they will use to rig the election. They are full there. This is the plan of Asare and Simon Ekpa. And it is only going to destroy you. Because when these people are fighting, you are there to be killed. because you will be on the receiving end of it. Simon does not know what he is placing himself. Now, I am asking our people, the Biafran people, and I am asking our people, Ndolu n'elu na Biafra land, why do you allow your land to be desecrated? Because why is our land being desecrated? Nobody is speaking. Not the politicians coming to be vocal about the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu so that we have a solution to this problem that is befalled us. Simon Ekpa is not from Igbo-speaking Biafra. Asare Dokubo is not from Igbo-speaking Biafra. Why then Asare Dokubo will tell you that he is killing Igbos? Why is he telling you he is killing Igbos? Does it mean that the crime, I agree that he is Biafra because he lives in Biafra land. He claimed he came from Biafra land. When we start doing blood, check, we will find those who are really Biafra. So not to discriminate. Why is it that everything that they are doing, they want to come out there and dictate for Igbo-speaking Biafra? Why? And you people are keeping quiet. And all these Igbo people who are supporting Autopilot today, what are you going to actually say that you are going to, make of it? Our land is bleeding. Our land is bleeding. Our people are dying. Regardless of the propaganda somebody will come out to tell you, believe you me, you are desecrating our land. And to, appease the land, all these people that are desecrating our land must be brought to justice. Be it justice of what you call jungle justice, whichever way, for you to appease the land, for you to appease the gods of our land, these people desecrating our land must be brought to judgment. All of them. For those of you who are Biafra lovers, for those of you who support the agitation, for those of you who knows that our hope rely on Biafra restoration, you should know to appease the gods that will trigger us to get our freedom. We must actually bring to judgment those who are killing our people, even if they are our people themselves, even if they are outsiders. The same way they are spilling our blood in our land, their blood must be used to appease the land that they are desecrating. We are African, and the power of Africanity must prevail. If Amarok Emekafo, that is Africanity. Now, if we are keeping quiet, you have seen the rain, the flood. That rain and the flood, it is to show you that our land is bleeding. Ever since you were born, ever since you've been in Biafra land, it rains. Have you ever seen that type of rain? Have you ever seen that type of tornado in Biafra land? The land is desecrated. The ones who are supposed to be the keepers of the land, they are desecrating the land with the enemy. The ones who are supposed to call themselves the priest of the land, who are these, keepers of the land, they are desecrating the land themselves. Because that is the reason why each place you go to find these criminals, you find somebody called a chief priest there or a native doctor. Those are supposed to be the keepers of the land. They are the killer of the land. The blood of those must be used to appease the land. Otherwise, we are not going anywhere. Take it or leave it. I am not here to tell you what you want to hear. And I am not here to put smile on your face. Because I know that the truth does not make people smile. The truth only makes people angry. And that is why I am here, to make you angry. Because when I make you angry, you will look for the truth and you will act upon the truth. If you continue to kill, Biafra will not come. If you allow the enemy to continue to kill, and the enemy continuing to kill happen to be Biafrans, Biafra will not come. It is not just talking, a mere talking. It is a very, very important message which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu delivered to us. Even the people who are able to actually consult the gods of our land, who are still not, who are still truthful, it is difficult to find those truthful ones. You ask them that question, that the killing is prolonging your suffering. If you like, as I am speaking, continue to write junk from your end. It does not matter. Like I said, I am not here to make you happy. I am here to piss you off. And when I piss you off, you will go and look for Ebe Melisibano Pewbuckle. All of you who are supposed to be the keepers of our land, you guys are sellers of our land today. And the land must be appeased. Chukwokike Abiama must be appeased if we are going to continue in this quest for the restoration of Biafra. If we are going to continue knowing that we are going somewhere, it is not a joke, but a reality. I am nobody. I am no oracle. I am no priest. But the most important thing, take this message and drop me exactly where you found me. Do not take me, but take the message. Because for us to restore our freedom, I told you, I made a reference in my last broadcast about our journey, our ancestor journey from the land of Egypt. I made a reference with that in my last broadcast. How the journey they're supposed to travel for a few days, they have to travel it for maybe 400 years because of their rebellious, because of lack of discipline. That was exactly what prolonged their journey to freedom. But it will never be our portion. It will never be our portion because we must learn from the mistakes of our ancestors to correct our own mistakes. We allowed enemy to infiltrate us. We did not do much because if we did much, the enemy will not infiltrate us, or those that want to infiltrate us, they will not go to this extent of killing our people. And you need to think about it. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu today, they try to make his plans not to be realized, not to be achieved. It is not about who sold him, it is about who betrayed him. He was betrayed for the sake, for the selfish benefit of people. The reason why I tell you that Simon is westernized today, it is because he is westernized. And when he, having seen that he is westernized, there is no way that Simon you see today will not believe that, you know, those who are championing one Nigeria, because he's westernized. He promotes the activities of the West. He supports everywhere the Western supports. He hates those that the West hates. If you will follow him closely, you will understand what I am saying. So they try to jeopardize the mission that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has embarked upon. That is the betrayal there. Jeopardizing the mission. That is the betrayal there. But they will not succeed because they are not the ones who called Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The fact that Judas sold Jesus does not mean that Jesus did not fulfill his mandate. He fulfilled his mandate. The fact that those people who knew the plans that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had and they betrayed him upon it, betrayed him, does not mean that he is not going to fulfill his mandate. Biafra is our destination. And don't forget that Biafra is our only hope. Don't forget that Biafra is the last miracle. Biafra is the last miracle. It is not something that will just come easily. It is not something that somebody will just give you a date that they are going to give it to you. No. It is going to be one day. The sun will stand still. the moon will stand still. Biafra will be recognized. It's just one day. A miracle. Of course, so many of us, we are used to fake miracles we see in auditorium churches or in the auditorium of churches. You have never experienced the real miracle. It is Biafra, and which is going to open doors for the more miracle to start occurring in the life of our people. Don't forget, two paths of us shall be cut off. Two paths of us shall be cut off. So, are you in that autopilot funding the killing of our people? You are part of the two paths that is going to be cut off, because you are not doing it because you did not know. You are doing it because you want to cut your nose to spite your face. If you are in that autopilot, you are the one, your finger is behind the trigger, killing our people, killing Biafra people, fighting the ESN. You are part of those two paths that will be cut off. And those two paths are going to be used to appease the land. For Chukwu Kabiama to come in our situation. Now, I want you to continue to meditate in this story that I've told you this evening. It is not a usual story that you will hear from me or you expect to hear from me. Those who knows the story I am talking about, they will be on that comment section. From the beginning when I started telling this, they will not like it because they love saga. They love saga. They might not like it, but I have told you. Do you know the reason why I will tell you? Those who dies of ignorant shall be judged with ignorant. Those who died hearing the truth shall be judged with the truth. You have heard the truth. Your judgment is going to be more severe if you chose to be ignorant, even after you have heard the truth that will set you free. It is all about conflict of interest. That's the reason why they betrayed Mazen Namdekano, Simon Ekpa Oyibo, Nelly, as Bridget. Conflict of interest. And money was the problem they separated from each other. Where, it is actually about money, power. So, think about it. Meditate in it. And you come back to me. And until we meet again, do not forget that Biafra is one step away. Mazen Namdekano did not make any mistake by embarking on this journey. He never make any mistake by going to Kenya. But the most important thing is that those that knows his whereabouts betrayed him. Those that knows his plans betrayed him for their own selfish benefit, and they will all pay dearly. Some of them will pay with their lives. Some of them will pay with their lives. It is not a joke. Right today's date, they will pay with their lives. And some of them, they will leave to see what they have done, coming back to hunt them. It is your destiny that will determine all these things that I am saying here.